Koran.
Good morning.
All right, so Father Biondi, when last we left him, was pushed out of the president of St. Louis University a few years ago. What has he been doing since then?
Well, since then, he's been on vacation. He was in the Canary Islands, and he's also been going on many different overseas trips, China, Taiwan, in the name of recruiting for the university.
Sounds like a pretty good gig. You found a couple of letters. I guess now the question is, what happens to Father Biondi? And you found out that he's lobbying to stay here in St. Louis, but the powers to be don't want him around.
Yeah, he was really pushing to have some sort of role in St. Louis. I guess this is where all of his supporters are. He pushed for it for years, both with the trustees and with the provincial of the Jesuits, and he was recalled back to Chicago, and right now it's up in the air what his next mission will be.
It's your story reveals there's still a lot of hard feelings and a lot of people who are fighting the Father Biondi fight, even though he is no longer around.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he has a lot of supporters, and that power base that he built up over 25 years, they are all in his corner, and people really feel that that the way he left, it doesn't sit well with them, and they've chosen. At least they have said that they're going to withhold their support from the university.
Yeah. How much you quoted a couple of supporters, financial backers, who have said that they are withholding money because of the way St. Louis University is treating Father Biondi.
Yeah, and it's tough to say about how much money that's going to really add up to. From the people I spoke to, there are certainly people of some wealth, so it could be a significant number. However, a lot of other people would say that St. Louis University is doing just fine. They recently announced that they had a very good fundraising year. And it goes both ways. When Biondi was there were people who said that they wouldn't donate as long as he remained as president. So it goes both ways.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Reading your story, I thought to myself, man, this guy spent 25 years here. He's kind of retired. Can he retire where he wants to be? If he wants to stay in St. Louis, what's the big deal? I mean, why are they recalling him back to Chicago?
Really, that's up to the Jesuits. If it were up to the trustees at St. Louis University, I think he probably would have some role going forward at the university. But yeah, it's up to the Jesuits.
Normally, when you have big, powerful presidents and CEOs, they become some type of emeritus status. You would think they would want to play nice with him to sort of ease whatever bruises or egos were bruised, but they want nothing to do with the man.
Well, as you know, in 25 years, I mean, he did a lot for the university, but in doing that, there were a lot of hard feelings. And so a lot of people feel like just his continued presence in St. Louis would undermine the current leadership. They just felt it's best for a clean break. Let Dr. Fred Costello run the university as he sees fit without having to look over his shoulders.
Yeah, I think your story points out how bruised the feelings really were, and how much animosity there was. Because if they don't even want the guy in the same city, that sort of goes to show you how much bad blood there really is.
Yeah, you talk to people in and around St. Louis University, and the opinions on Father Biondi run the gamut, but the feeling really is that, because of who he was and his personality, that it just would not make sense to have him around.
Mm-hmm.
He's just too big of a personality. He has too much influence and too much support, really, to keep around the university and to move the university forward.
Yeah,
there was the Biondi era, and now they're moving on to the new era.
Yeah, did you try and reach out to Father Biondi?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I left several messages for him. I didn't hear back from him.
Yeah, interesting. There you go. Koran Addo with the St. Louis Post-Dispatch. Great story about what's going to happen with Father Biondi. Koran, thanks for checking in.
Thank you for having me.